What up, guys? Xavier back here with another video of Honest Judgment, and this time I'm going to be unboxing this Persona 4 Golden Marie Sega prize figure. And so what Persona 4 is, it's a PS2 game that originally came out in the early 2000s, but with the launch of the PS Vita, they actually rebooted the series in a way. So it is pretty much the difference mainly between Persona 4 and Persona 4 Golden is that they added Marie as a new character, and she has like a little story, and like they kind of changed a little bit of the story, but pretty much the gameplay, the dungeon, crawling and stuff like that, of the original Persona 4 series is still the same. The characters are all the same, the story's the same, except they added, Marie as a character. For my knowledge, I'm pretty sure that's what the difference between Persona 4 Golden and the regular Persona 4 is. And also, so let me just get started first. So what Persona 4 is, it's a game about your character's name is you, and it's funny because it's like ironic because it's like you as a person, that's who you're playing as, but his name is you, and you go to your you start living with your uncle and your little niece in a more urban environment for school. And he's a police detective, and then you start finding out in your town there's a TV channel called the Midnight Channel, and what you do is once it hits midnight, you see a person in the TV, and supposedly that's supposed to be somebody you're supposed to fall in love with, I think. But in reality, they start finding out that whoever you see on the TV actually dies in real life, which is weird. And then ultimately, you start finding out that people are starting to die because of the Midnight Channel. It only happens when it's raining and it's midnight, obviously. And then once you start finding friends on there, it's weird. It gets weird where you start finding out that you're able to go into the TV into a new world, and it's like I think they call it the shadow world. And then basically you're able to go inside the TV, and whoever gets thrown in there and isn't able to find the way out, they ultimately die inside the shadow world and inside outside of the real world. So if they're not able to escape the TV world, they die in real life. So you and Yusuke, Rise, Kanji, Naoto, Yukino, and Chie, which is all your friends that you meet throughout your school year and stuff like that. You also all of them find out that you're able to go through the TV, and then you basically save everybody, and then it's like a whole JRPG, turn-based fighting. It's a great game. The funny thing is that I never knew about this series until I got my PS Vita, and I saw a little bit of gameplay because I didn't really know about any games about the Vita. Then I picked this up because I thought it looked cool, and then this game was amazing. It's probably probably my favorite game of the whole Vita series. So that's a little bit of a brief explanation. I'd say if you really, really want to know about the game, actually play it yourself. I'm pretty sure it's still on PSN for $20, the original version. Oh yeah, and what I was saying, the only difference is besides Marie being a character is since this is your character, there's kind of like a love thing you could do where you can you build relationships with people in this game, and then depending on that, it grows your persona stronger, which personas are basically these monster things that are able to fight the shadow monsters inside the shadow world once you go in there. So you're able to build a relationship with these people, and then ultimately go out with them. And the only difference is between the Persona 4 and the Persona 4 Golden is that in this one, if you flirt with all the girls, and once it hits Valentine's Day, that they all get upset because they all know that you're dating other girls. But with the original one, if you date all the girls and then all of them are your girlfriend, there's no really additional speech or anything like that. It doesn't make you feel bad. But with the PS Vita version, it actually makes you feel bad because they all find out about each other, and they're all sad about it. But great game. I definitely recommend it for the PS Vita or the PlayStation 2 if you have it, or the PS3. I don't know if it's on the PS4, but it should be because it's PlayStation Network, but I don't know if it's backwards compatible like the Xbox One. So let's just get on to the figure. So I picked this up a while ago because I loved Marie's character in the game, and she served a like pretty unique purpose in the game, and like I just loved her outfit. I loved like her style, and like in the game, she's really really innocent, because like I don't want to do any spoilers, even though it's like an old game, because I don't want to ruin it for you. But she's kind of really innocent to the outside world, which is the real world, because she comes from not the shadow world, which is the TV, or not even in the real world. She comes from a totally different, like type of limbo type of thing, but she helps you out, and then she becomes your really good friend. And then like throughout the story, she gets curious on like asks like, how is the real world? Can I visit it? And then you're able to like take her out on dates and stuff like that and show her the real world. And she's really innocent. She doesn't really know her name. Marie's not her real name. And then like it's like a crazy story, and it's like crazy plot twist at the very end. And it's like I just loved her character. She was so innocent and stuff like that. But I picked it up, like I said, I just loved her character. It was like really innocent, and it was like kind of made me sad and stuff like that. And like I just loved her style. I mean, like, look at that. That's awesome. So let's get to the box. So here's the box, and obviously it's Marie with her little, her little messenger bag, and she's sitting on TV because TVs are a big part of the game. But this is the animation version, so there is a different Persona 4 type of things. There's like the animation, there's just Persona 4 Golden, and then there's like another 2D fighter game, which is like just basically a fighter game, and that's like I think called Persona 4 Battle something. I forgot right now, but yeah. So here's the side of it. I picked this up off of Amazon a while ago, and it was probably around $20 or less. But yeah, so that's nothing really special about it. But yeah, I figured, you know what, I'm just going to do an unboxing about it, and then, because I don't think I've seen any, and even though I've opened this before, so I think I'm going to open some of the figures that I've haven't unboxed for the channel, because I haven't really seen any. I mean, obviously I've seen some, but like, I love unboxing, so, and I haven't bought figures in a while, so I figured might as well just unbox the ones that I had before. So when I got it, I mean, she comes in a pretty plain, it's pretty self-explanatory, like, this is the figure. I mean, it's nicely packaged, it gets to the point, it's just basically there. So let's get to it. But yeah, like I said, I picked this up probably around $20-ish. It's probably lower now, maybe in the 17s or something, but it's still a great figure. But I definitely recommend playing the game, like, for sure, especially if you're thinking about getting a Vita anytime soon, even though people are saying it's a really dead handheld right now, which it isn't. PS Vita is like way, like, I think it's better than 3DS actually, the game selection, because for the game selection you're able to go through the PlayStation Network, and you're able to play PSP games, PS1 games, PS2 games, PS3 games, and then now since the PS4 out, you can use your Vita and connect it to your PS4, and you're able to play some games that are PS4 games onto your Vita. So like, let's say you don't feel like playing on your TV and like disturbing people, you could just go to remote play and start playing PS4 games on your Vita. So I love it. I love my Vita so much, and it has like so many more options than the 3DS. Don't get me wrong, I do love the 3DS, but the PS Vita, I feel like, for me, and like I think people should give it more of a try and give it a chance, because that is such a great handheld. But yeah, let's just get to this. So here's the TV, and then basically it's just like an accessory that she sits down on. And then, I mean, it's pretty light, really plasticky, nothing really, I mean, it is nicely detailed, but it's like super basically detailed. But, so we'll just set that down right there. And then she gets another, little TV, which is like pretty much the same thing, except, just smaller version. And then, like, see how it's like differently detailed. It's not as detailed as this. At least this one has a different color. This is just like, oh, let's just keep the mold, but that's pretty much it. But like the thing, we'll just put it right there, just so it looks like that. So here's her hat. And then, so the reason it has a V emblem right there is because, like I said, she's part of like a different world. It's called the Velvet Room, and then there's this dude named Igor, and then I think it's Margaret. I think it's Margaret for Persona 4, and I think Persona 3 is Elizabeth. If not, then it's actually Elizabeth for Persona 4 and then Margaret for 3. But I'm pretty sure Margaret is Persona 4. I'm pretty sure. And what those people are, that they help. The Velvet Room is a totally different, type of thing. It's basically a narrator saying like, this is your story. This is how it unfolds. Marie's gonna help you. I could help you with your powers, and the story is basically how you interpret it. So that's what the Velvet Room is. It's pretty much like a guidance room, but it's like a floating car, which is like why I described it as limbo, because it's like neither the real world, neither the shadow world. But she works there, and that's how they found her, and she has no memory of herself, so they pretty much took her in. But yeah, so that's why she has a V on her hat, and it's like, it's a really complicated story, but like I say, if you could watch YouTubers play it, I'm pretty sure there's video of it, or you could just like play it yourself, or you could just like read the wiki or something. So I mean, it is a nice hat. I mean, it is nicely detailed for what it is, especially that like little paint job right there of the little button. I mean, it is nicely sculpted, and for something so just basic, it actually has really nice detailing. So I dig it. And then the only problem that I had really is sometimes, like, because it's not really a magnet or anything, it's sometimes it's really easy to fall off of Marie. So let's just get back to her, not back to, but let's look at her, like her little messenger bag. So it is obviously the same color as her hat, and the strap. It's you can't it's like a soft plastic, but it's not able to like move up so she can actually wear it on her shoulder. It's just basically a little decoration so you can put it on top of the TV. And then so we'll just do that right now. Just put that on TV like that. So as you could see, like, it's supposed to just, sit on top of the TV, and it's like a little bit molded, so where it goes and stuff like that. So that's pretty much it right there. I mean, you could place it like that, which is pretty much more how it's intended to be. So, yeah, it just sits right there on the TV. So it's just a decoration piece, which is a cool piece, So that'll just go right there, and then TV like that. So let's just get to Marie all together. So I think she's really pretty, and for this, little like $20, $17 figure, I think this is one of like the first like $20 figures that I actually got, and it was like I was actually really surprised with it, and like I really like it. I love this figure. So she's really nicely detailed. I love her stockings for one thing. Her stockings, like, I'm a sucker for stripes and stockings and boots. I mean, look at that. Even though it's like not really, I mean, it is detailed, but it's so basically detailed, you know what I mean, for a prize figure. But it does have its bonuses. I mean, like, look at that. I mean, like, there's not really any paint faults right here, especially with her choker necklace. And then her tie has like a little bit of some detail right there of like safety pins, I think. And then her armbands, and then her skirt, and then her shirt. And then for all you pervs, you can't really see her underwear, but you can a little bit. But yeah, so so obviously she just sits on the TV, and then she just looks cute. I mean, like, you can see the detailing on her belt, and then like it's supposed to be like little studs and stuff, and which are they are little studs, so they actually have some depth to it. It's not just like circle dots. And then the striping of the arm sleeves and stuff like that, and then like it's actually a different color. It's like a beigeish color, like a yellowish white. It's not full white, but her face is pretty nicely sculpted. I like it. So this is what she looks like with the hat. And like I said, it kind of falls at times because it's kind of weird. It's not like a magnet or anything, or it doesn't fit her head so perfectly that's like an actual cap, that it fits around it. It kind of just sits there. But I love this figure, and I made an unboxing of it when I first got it, but I lost the the what's it called, the footage, and then I kind of just got over it, and I was like, I just wanted it on my shelf. So, dang it, I'm trying to like put this right here and like set it up, but can't really see it. So I mean, ultimately that's what she looks like. See if I can zoom in. So ultimately that's what she looks like. And then I really like this figure. I mean, like, that's what she looks like. You could put the TV any way you want, whatever, but I kind of like it like that. Her just like at an angle like that, and her purse is there. I mean, that's a really, really nice figure. I mean, I love the character. She was so cute and like innocent and like so curious about the world. Didn't really know about the foods and how dating and friends worked. And I just loved her character from the game. So I definitely recommend this game. And there are other figures, but I feel like Marie was probably like the best looking one out of all the prize figures. But that's just me. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.